Shalom and welcome to Looking Up. The holiday of Sukkot that we celebrate now lasts for 7 days. We perform the mitzvah of Sukkah and the mitzvah of Lulav, and we're supposed to celebrate this holiday with much joy and happiness. However, on Shabbat that falls on Sukkot, we read the book of Kohelet. In Greek translation, it's Ecclesiastes. This is one of the most famous books of Tanakh, written by the Jewish King Shlomo, in English King Solomon. King Shlomo built the first temple in Jerusalem, and he is known as the wisest man who ever lived. The book of Kohelet is dedicated to finding the meaning of life. It's a complicated philosophical treatise. There are tons of commentaries and explanations that were written to understand it. And the book is not a happy one. It's quite the opposite. Let's read some verses and think why we are supposed to read this book during the happy holiday of Sukkot. The words of Kohelet, son of David, king in Jerusalem. Futility of futilities, said Kohelet. Futility of futilities, all is futile, meaningless, useless. What profit does man have for all his labor he toils beneath the sun? One generation goes, another comes, but the earth remains the same forever. The sun rises and the sun sets and glides back to where it rises. Southward blowing, turning northward. Ever turning blows the wind, on its rounds the wind returns. All the rivers flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full. To the place where the rivers flow, there they flow once more. All words are tiring, one becomes speechless. The eye is never satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. Whatever has been is what will be, and whatever has been done is what will be done. There is nothing new beneath the sun. Sometimes there is something of which one says, "Look, this is new," but it has already existed in the ages before us. Remarkably, Kohelet is a philosophical exploration of the meaning of life and happiness written by a man who had everything. King Shlomo was the richest king, a man whose material possessions had no limit. And he was not searching for an explanation of a personal national disaster. He was searching for the meaning of life that was full of fortune and opportunity, doing it just for the sake of finding the truth. I said to myself, "Come, I will experiment with joy and enjoy pleasure." That too I found was futile, useless. I said of laughter, "It's mad." I said of joy, "What does it accomplish?" I ventured to tempt my body with wine, while my heart is involved with wisdom, and to grasp folly until I can discern which is best for mankind to do under the heavens during the brief span of their lives. I multiplied my possessions. I built myself houses and I planted vineyards. I laid out gardens and groves in which I planted every kind of fruit tree. I constructed pools of water enough to irrigate a forest shooting up with trees. I bought male and female slaves and acquired stewards. I also acquired more cattle, both herds and flocks, than all who were before me in Jerusalem. I further amassed silver and gold and treasures of kings and provinces, and I got myself male and female singers. I gained more wealth than anyone before me in Jerusalem. In addition, my wisdom remained with me. Whatever my eyes desired, I did not deny them. I did not deprive myself of any kind of joy. Indeed, my heart drew joy from all my activities, and this was my reward for all my endeavors. Then I looked at all the things that I had done and the energy I had expended in doing them. It was clear that it was all futile, useless, and pursuit of wind, and there is no real profit under the sun. Midrash explains why Kohelet is read on Shabbat during Sukkot. This is done so we remember that we are supposed to be joyful not for the sake of joy itself. Kohelet said, I said of laughter, it's mad, and of joy, what does it accomplish? This is said about joy for the sake of joy, a meaningless joy. We are supposed to be joyful for the sake of doing a mitzvah. The joy related to a mitzvah is very meaningful because God's presence is not perceived in gloom. The answer to the question about the meaning of life is to be found in the final words of Kohelet. The sum of the matter when all is said and done. Revere God and observe His commandments, for that is man's whole duty. For God will judge every deed, even everything hidden, whether good or evil. In other words, we are created to do the mitzvot, God's commandments. This is the real meaning of our existence, and this is where we can find true happiness. The choice is ours. Chag Sameach, happy holiday of Sukkot.